Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment, where we have some news today. So tonight we have the Tennessee Titans against the Dallas Cowboys. Thursday Night Football, Amazon Prime. Shout out to Amazon, my former employer, maybe my future employer. And the news has come down that the Tennessee Titans are going to start quarterback Joshua Dobbs over Malik Willis tonight. Now, I'm already facing some sort of, or let's say some level of discourse on Twitter about this. Everyone has ranging theories on this. But to me, this is honestly, one of the stupidest things that this franchise has ever done. And I don't think it's actually even close. And I can defend this on multiple layers, multiple theories that I can debunk in terms of whether it makes sense or not. And as to why, again, I have concerns as it pertains to this franchise. So the obvious answer as to why they are doing this, and I'm not sure whether or not they're going to admit this, I think that they have to because it's that obvious, to me, is because they want to keep Malik Willis healthy for next week. That is the obvious answer to me. They want to keep him healthy for next week so that we can have a better possibility of winning next week's game against the Jacksonville Jaguars to win the AFC South. That is the obvious reason to me. Now, some people have some other theories, but that is the obvious reason to me. Now, hold on. This season, literally 5-6 weeks ago, you fired your general manager. I think maybe it's even like 4 weeks ago. You fired your general manager because you gave up on this season. So why are you benching your quarterback so that you may win a game next week to make the playoffs this season? You've already come out and said this roster isn't good enough. This team isn't good enough. We're not going to win the Super Bowl this season. So why are you benching your quarterback to keep him healthy to win a game this season? So let's start with that. Are we trying this season or are we not? Because these things that you do, hello, we're fans. These players are alive. They're human. They know what's going on. Why do you think I said on this channel, when you fired the GM, you sent the signal out? The season is over. The players are going to give less effort. We might lose out. And look out, we're about to lose out. Lunacy. So that's what I believe is the case. That they're so stupid that they're still trying to win the division, even though they said themselves, even if we win the division, and we were clearly ahead and going to win the division, we were 7-5, and we fired John Robinson after 2 losses, literally just 2 losses in a row, and now it's 5 losses in a row. Now, let's go ahead and bench Willis. Okay, fine. The other theory is that Malik Willis is so bad that if we start him, we have no chance of winning the game, so let's start Joshua Dobbs instead? So that we can still maybe win the division? No. No. And Clay Travis is putting this out there. And look, Clay Travis, I have my opinions on him. He's a former, he went to Vandy Law, but still, I consider that an alumni of mine. Although I went undergrad, he went grad. I'll consider him an alumni. I think he considers himself a Vandy alum. And I love my Vandy alum. Clay Travis, you're an idiot. If they're sitting in a room and they're saying Malik Willis is so bad that we have to start Joshua Dobbs, you're a moron. They're not starting Joshua Dobbs next week. Wait, hold on. I want y'all to really think about this. Because it's not going to happen. But just imagine a world in which this happens. Imagine a world where Joshua Dobbs comes out tonight and performs decently or well, whatever. And they start him next week. It's not going to happen. Malik Willis is starting next week. What are you even talking about? So that's a very moronic thing to say. And my thing is this. I made a video literally 2 days ago. 18 hours, well, now it's like 36 hours ago, let's say, roughly. Discussing whether or not the Titans should trade up for a CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. Very speculative, no inside knowledge on this. Even if, let's say, they've decided internally, we're done. Let's go ahead and plan to move off Malik. He's so bad, we need to move off Malik. If he's that bad, leave him in the game. You're going to lose anyway, and at least you've proven to the fans that he's that bad. But by benching him, people are going to consider to wonder if he is that bad. People are going to say, well, he never got a shot. We never knew. We never saw. You need to play him. This game is for us, better than a preseason game. Because here's the problem with So if you're going to tell me that Malik Willis should be benched for this game, then he should be benched for preseason games. This is better than a preseason game. He's going to face a real NFL defense for at least the first half, because I'm sure it's going to be blown. For at least the first half. He's going to have better players playing with him than he'd have playing in the preseason. Because in the preseason, he plays with Cody Hollister, he plays with Mason Kinsey, he plays with McKee, he plays with all of these players that won't make the damn team anyway. At least tonight, he would play with players that are going to be on the damn team anyway, and he's facing defenders that are going to be on the damn team anyway. This is better tape than you get in the preseason. This is a better evaluation than you get in the preseason. And if you're telling me that the offensive line is so bad that you really think out of 18 weeks, 17 games, he's so likely to get hurt in this game, then why are you playing him for any game? You shouldn't play him for any game at all. Because what's the point of playing him? He's just going to get hurt anyway. Well, why play him this week? That's literally every game you can make that argument. So the idea that you're going to bench him to keep him healthy, he's going to be healthy or he's going to get hurt. The Raiders are benching Derek Carr because if he gets hurt, they're on the hook for $40 million next year. If Malik Willis gets hurt, good. Well, maybe not good. Let me not be offensive. But, okay, now you know we have to do a quarterback next year. You have to move on. If Malik Willis tears his ACL tonight, and I'm not trying to be harsh towards him, I love him. If Malik Willis tears his ACL tonight, it gives you more clarity, not less. Because now you know you need to go find another quarterback next year. So what is the argument? Joshua Dobbs tonight. And now I'm getting frustrated at UT fans. Joshua Dobbs stinks. Now, he performed well in like 2016. The Vols went 9-4. Okay. He's still the second best quarterback you guys have had in the last 10 years, and I'm going to be like Hendon Hooker. So, if Joshua Dobbs performs well tonight, I'm going to be so annoyed. And look, I love my UT fans and my friends and all. I love UT fans in terms of that. Maybe not love. Love is a strong word. I'm a Vandy guy. Commodore, anchor down. But if he performs well, Twitter's going to go off talking about Joshua Dobbs. Oh, start Dobbs. Oh, Dobbs season. It's going to be ridiculous talk. And we're going to see what's going to happen. What if this one, it is probably will. What if, and it definitely will, because he set the bar, literally the lowest bar that can literally be set. When Joshua Dobbs throws for 180 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 1 interception, this one game will look better than every single game Malik Willis has played. So, what are we doing? It's a terrible look. When Joshua Dobbs plays tonight, our offense will be more productive than it has ever looked under Malik Willis. So what are we doing? And that's even with Derrick Henry out. He's going to look more efficient, more productive than Malik Willis has ever looked. Except for maybe preseason week 1, or was it week 1 he played well? He played well week 1 and week 3. But Dobbs will look better. So this is the most unwatchable Tennessee Titans game we played in the regular season. 7 years. I think since 2015, I have not been so discouraged to watch a Tennessee Titans game. Like, even after Mariota broke his leg week 16, I still wanted to watch the next game. And now we were already out of the playoffs at that point. This is the most unwatchable game that I can remember in Tennessee Titans recent history. This is the most unwatchable. Even Blaine Gabbert, when he was starting 2018 with a chance to make the playoffs, it was watchable. But whenever he had a start, it was definitely watchable. This is the most pointless and unwatchable game that this franchise has played, in my opinion, in at least 7 years. We're starting Joshua Dobbs. I guess Hassan Haskins. I'm not sure who's starting at running back. Dennis Daly. And John Robinson is not here. So whenever people want to keep blaming John Robinson, well, he's not here right now. It's Ryan Cowden. And yet, it's getting worse. It's literally getting worse. So now I'm beginning to wonder, was John Robinson fired for being the only one that was speaking some sort of common sense in the building? They've lost 3 straight games since he's been fired. It's going to be 4. They're starting Joshua Dobbs tonight. In one, again, the most unwatchable Titans game I can remember in recent history. So is it getting better or worse? It's getting worse. And go ahead, go through the offseason, hire whatever GM. But it's getting worse right now. Why are we starting Joshua Dobbs? We need another tape of Malik Willis. And I don't care if the offensive line, we need tape. This offensive line is better than the offensive line he had at Liberty. These wide receivers are better wide receivers than he had at Liberty. Play him. Let's see the snaps. Let's see if he can play. Because what's going to happen now is we're going to head into the offseason and people are still going to defend him and say, well, I think he can play based off no tape that we've seen in the NFL that was good at all. He had a chance tonight to at least impress us. Look, Mariota, remember Mariota in 2015. Remember that circumstance, that scenario, that situation. Against the Patriots, we got blown out. Against the Jets, we got blown out. Against various teams, we got blown out. But you could see him doing things. See him making passes to Dorian Green-Beckham, to Delaney Walker, to X wide receiver, to Y wide receiver, Justin Hunter, and saying, wait a minute. Even though we had a bad offensive line, even though we had terrible wide receivers, even though we had Antonio Andrews, whose name was never heard of again, you still could see, wait a minute. So don't tell me now that you can't throw him in there and maybe he can do enough for us to say, wait a minute. And we were wrong on Mario. Eventually, it faded. But it was there. We could see it. You had to play him. You have to play Willis. Unbelievable. So, those are my thoughts. I'm going to answer some comments in the chat, and then we'll get out of here. Unbelievable. We're going to continue this discourse tonight. I still am likely to go live after this game tonight. Likely. But I'm not like, bro, I'm going to be straight up honest with you, son. I've had friends ask me, oh, no, we should hang out tonight. No, screw the Titans game. I'm like, I got to watch the game. Yo, my mom's like, hey, we should get dinner. We should do that. The Titans game is on. Oh, we should go on Warzone. Want to play Warzone? Want to play 2K? No, the Titans game is on. Well, you know what? Maybe one of those offers is actually going to be accepted tonight. Maybe the girls like, hey, you ain't took me out in a minute, yo. What's going on? What's up? Maybe I'm going to take that date tonight. I might take that date tonight. Because, man, I am not looking forward to watching this game. It's going to be an unmitigated disaster, but it's going to be fun to watch in terms of how bad it is going to be. So let's get to the comments. Let's begin with Ivermectin Patient, who says the following. Sportsman tip, either we've already given up on Malik or we think putting him out there with this offensive line is worse than it is. I mean, again, I think we're just trying to avoid him getting injured, which again, to me is a stupid philosophy. I've already explained that, but yeah, if you give up on him, you still have to play him. Even if you get up on him, because Joshua Dobbs is not the answer. You literally know he's not the answer. So even if Malik Willis is so bad that you're already giving up on him, well, then play him, because it doesn't matter. Because the fans want to see him play him, let him fail, let him fall flat, and then that's it. The next year, you move on, right? So it doesn't make any sense to me. No sense to me. Andre Bunting says in the chat, I was going to watch the game because of Willis. I'm a Vols fan and I like Dobbs, but I do not want to see this who makes zero sense. Yeah, even if you're a Vols fan, no one wants to see Joshua Dobbs in the NFL. Even in college, he had one good year, maybe a good year and a half. But yeah, I mean, this is a terrible game. It's an awful game. I hate this game. All right, let's continue. At me in the chat at Sports Fan Entertainment if you want your comment read. SCP says our franchise is a mess. We panicked bad after we lost to Philly. I agree. While that loss was bad, and I know it was very frustrating at the time, I don't think we had to throw up the white flag after that. But the white flag is up. So it's up. And it's stuck. And look, if we're going into this rebuild, okay. But let's just be honest about it. Let's keep it $150. But this idea that people are, well, you have to start Dobbs because he's better than Malik, and well, maybe we can win 18. Week 18 was never on the table. When we fired our general manager during the season, by the way, no other team out of 32 teams in the NFL have done this. 31 other teams has fired their general manager during the season. We're the only one. The Houston Texans are 2-12-1, and their GM is still in the building. The Denver Broncos, their GM that signed Russell Wilson, that hired Nathaniel Hackett, he's still in the building. We're literally the only team that has fired their general manager. And when that happened, and when I told you, when that happened, and I told you what was going to happen, we sent up the white flag, and we're saying, get ready. This season is over. Get ready. It's about to be bad. We might lose out. So the idea that we're so concerned about Week 18 in winning the division, it's a lie. It's a lie. You fired your general manager this season. You can't tell me that you're so worried about winning the division this season. You fired your general manager because you didn't believe you were going to win the division, or maybe you did, but at least you didn't believe you were going to win significant playoff games, and you certainly didn't believe you were going to win the Super Bowl. So why are we now going all out to potentially win the division, to lose what will probably be 7 to 8 spots in the first round of the 2023 NFL Draft just to win the division, just to host another playoff game, and maybe get some extra cash? What's going on here? Don't tell me that you're so invested in the future of this team, in the relevancy of this team, in terms of the actual product that's being put on the field, that you're willing to fire a general manager during the middle of the season, and then go ahead and bench Malik Willis week 17 when you need a future evaluation for 2023, just so maybe you can host one playoff game. All right. As sports for entertainment, this move actually has me thinking they might guard to Stroud. I was thinking a top tackle. Look, if they end up starting Dobbs next week, then I'm going to start to buy into that. I still think Malik Willis start next week, but if he doesn't, then it's over. And well, thank God, because at least, hey, my Malik Willis hate has been, on point because they've already moved off him. I don't think that's the case. I still do believe they are literally benching Willis just to start him next week, which again is so stupid when you need tape on him. It's so stupid. But if Dobbs starts again next week, then you're right. The plans are already in mold in terms of maybe trading up, or they have maybe they want Derek Carr. We're going to discuss that during this offseason. But we're going to see it. This does not make sense, people. This one does not make sense. Adam Euster Wyman says, as sport entertainment, I don't know about the rest of the fan base, but I'd also be okay winning 3 games next year if we get a quarterback in the draft. Yeah, I mean, the whole fan base, so you have to always, kind of cut up the fan base. So you have your super fans, which is like us. Anyone that follows this channel, you're a super fan. You probably are. You have like the normal fan base. You go to the barber shop, you talk to the homies or, your barber. Man, Titans, I don't know what's going on with the Titans. I don't know what's going on. And then you'd have to kind of explain to them, well, this is the cap situation and these are the quarterbacks and these are what's available. And too much, a little bit too much, a little sus in terms of how much, to normal people. I hate talking to women for this reason when I ever talk about this team because they're like, well, seems like the Titans don't ever do anything. I'm like, girl, don't even get me started, girl. Don't even get me started, girl. I could go on and on about this. Well, that he cute on there. Oh, I dated him for a little bit, and you get the tea. What happens a little bit there. I like going around and talking to him because of that. But and then you also have the fans that are casuals. They go to the game. They're season ticket holders. We have the very, very casuals that they go to, game to every year. They kind of know what's going on. They have basic things that they say, basic stuff like Tannehill sucks and Vrabel sucks, just the basics. And then you have just the normies. There's various levels to this stuff. But in terms of the fan base of the fanboys, I think even the fanboys are conflicted. You go on Twitter right now, because I tweet about the draft already. I'm already tweeting about next year's draft. I'm already tweeting about potentially taking next year. And even I get hate for this. People tell me, oh, you're such a fake fan. Why are you thinking? Well, because I'm a real fan. Because I know what it takes to win the Super Bowl. Because I'm already thinking ahead. Because that's what intelligent people do. I apologize for being intelligent. I really do. I wish I wasn't. I literally wish that I could. I'm not kidding. I literally wish that I could sit here and say and believe, well, Joshua Dobbs, wait a minute. He's going to come in. He's going to perform well. We're going to win this game. We're going to win the next 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 game. And we're going to win the Super Bowl. I honestly really wish I was built like that. I'm built different. I'm built different. Let's continue. All right. Wrecked says, if Dobbs just performed better than expected against a good Cowboys team, I think you're right, Dobbs. If we win the game, and by the way, don't you see how that's a problem? If you believe in Willis and Dobbs plays well tonight, and this isn't going to happen. It's not going to happen. If Dobbs plays well tonight and wins the game, how can you go back to Willis? Everyone's going to want Dobbs. It doesn't make any sense. But I think you're right. If Dobbs played, let's say we threw for 300 yards, that's more yards than Malik Willis has on the season. I think you have to start Dobbs. Wow. Why do you think Tannehill's not on IR? He could come back for week 18, although I'm hearing that's more unlikely. Tannehill, we can still win the division. If not, don't tank next year. Mike Vrabel's a fantastic coach. Yeah, but I mean, people are done with winning the division. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I was told. I was told that's why John Robinson was fired. I was told he was fired because we're tired of winning the division. That's what I was told. I was literally told on this channel, I was told on Twitter, I was told on multiple social media platforms that we're tired of winning the division. That's what I heard. Okay, well then we're tired of it. Then let's not do it either by, either let's improve and win the Super Bowl or let's take. Because I was told that we're literally tired of winning the division. That's what I was told. So we're tired of winning the division then. All right, Andre Bunning says, as sports for the tell, by beginning tax since the Eagles lost for saying we shouldn't make the playoffs and get better draft position. Luke is laughing now. I agree. Gary the Snail says, as sport for the tell, what are the chances this game is over by halftime? Also, as divided as Cowboys fans are on Dak, how do you feel about him on the Titans? He's not going to get moved. Not yet. Even if they lose in the playoffs, he's not going to get moved, but I wouldn't hate it. But nah, he's not going to get moved yet. And then last one, Adam User Wyman says, as sports for entertainment, my dad, but Max Duggan, I think he'll fall in the draft, but would we want to draft him into this situation? I mean, he's going to be right now a 5th, 6th, 7th round pick. I wouldn't care. That's not what I would do, but I wouldn't care if he did it. All right. So with that said, sports fan entertainment, Joshua Dobbs, scheduled to start tonight in this horrible game. This is going to be a terrible game. I can't believe the NFL owners of the Tennessee Titans are continuing to trot out this football team and make these decisions. But we're going to be here for the ride because we're super fans, and that's what we do. Until next time, this has been Sports Fan Entertainment. I'm out. See you all later.